hell's going on here? I think I have a right to know.
Yes, I think you do have a right to know. What's going on is very simple. I'm quitting. Here are all the files to your case. You take them and you find yourself another gullible attorney. Let's go with me.
You can't walk out on me. Is this all because of what Sheila Carlisle said there on the stand? Because if it is, I'm telling you, she's lying. There was never an affair. I don't know why she said that. That's why you've got to go in there and break her down on your cross-examination and get her to tell the truth.
There's not going to be a cross-examination, not by me anyway.
Is this all because of whatever Meyson said to you?
Just stop it. You find yourself another attorney before court reconvenes, because I'm not going to be here.
What's going on?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
Carlisle, do you think David Lorenz will be convicted now?
Let's just say that Miss Carlisle's testimony will be a major part of the prosecution's case. You can quote me as saying, I see nothing but clear sailing ahead.
Thank you. And now, following that dramatic testimony, the defense requested a recess and court is adjourned until 1 o'clock when we resume our full trial coverage. We now return you to your regular program.
Isn't it incredible? They were having an affair all along.
Incredible is the word for it. I don't believe a thing she says.
Why not?
That letter was so easy to find. There has to be something fishy about it.
Well, you think the letter was a lie?
It doesn't hang together for me.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to get down to the courthouse and try to catch Julia before her cross-examination.
I wish I understood what was going on.
I wish I had time to tell you, but I don't. I'll see you later.
Cruz, hello.
Mr. D.A.
Is somebody going to invite me in?
Of course. Come on in.
Well, listen, I was listening to the radio in my car, and I heard... thank you. I was listening to the radio in my car, and I heard Miss Carlisle's letter to David Lorenz.
We saw it on TV.
That guy stuck himself in a hole so deep he'll never dig his way out. At least established himself as an upfront liar. Congratulations, it's good police work.
There was no good police work involved. We just searched her place.
Is he always so modest?
No, he is not always so modest. This was too easy, believe me. Courtney Capo practically trips on this letter. We show up with a warrant, and 20 seconds later, we got it in our hands. Now, that's too easy. I don't buy it. What we should be doing is investigating Sheila Carlisle and doing it right now.
For what purpose?
To find out the truth. What do you think? David Laurent is too smart to lie about an affair. He would know that if it came out, nobody would believe another word out of his mouth.
Not everybody is that smart. And anyway, it's out of the police's hands and in the courts now.
Let me ask you something, Keith. Do you want to know the truth in this case? Or do you just want a conviction?
The man killed his wife. I want a conviction.
Well, I'm sure you won't object if I follow through on this on my own.
Yes, I do object. The investigation is over.
Excuse me. I don't take orders from you. How do I know that I can trust you? I mean, after all I know about you is that you're a chauffeur. I mean, what's your interest in Kelly, really?
I like her, okay? I don't know her all that well, but well enough to know that she is not capable of committing any kind of a violent act, except maybe in self-defense.
Well, at least we agree there. So, how long have you known her?
Well, I used to run a ferry service from here casino, and Kelly, she was the one that hired me, yeah. So we used to talk naturally on the trips back and forth. I know about her thing with Nick and how supposedly she flipped out with Dylan. But I don't believe that she did those things that they said she did for no reason at all. And therefore, I am telling you that Dr. Rollins is making her out to be a lot more crazy than she really is.
Yeah, she's not.
So anyway, I got the go-ahead. I can go in, find out the material, and come back and report to you, right?
All right.
Got it. Now, I'm going to need some information from you that only you can provide. I want a layout of that hospital, blueprints, schedules, where the files are. And while I'm at it, I'm going to look into the files on that other matter, too.
Now, this is getting a little out of hand. I think we should talk about this a little bit more, don't you?
Excuse me, we already went over this. I told you Dr. Rollins treated somebody a long time ago. Somebody I was quite close to, and what is this, therapy or something? I don't feel like revealing my past to a total stranger. Is that all right?
I know the facts of this case. I also know the chief of police. And if you want to muck around about this, I'll call him. You'll end up behind a desk.
Since when doesn't the DA's office want to know the truth in a case?
The truth is found in a court of law. That's what trials are about. I had another reason for wanting to talk to you. Since I became the DA, I want our office to be open to the whole community. You're a hero with the kids, gangs, minorities. I thought you might bridge the gap between us and them.
What exactly is it you want me to do?
Put the word out that the DA's office will be responsive to everyone. The DA's often feared. I want to stop that. I want you to help us reach out and let us know that we're with them and not against them.
I think that is a wonderful idea, Keith.
Yeah, that is a decent idea.
But you have a problem.
Well, let's just say I'm curious about your motives.
You know what he's saying?
No, I don't know what
Hey,
he's
you
saying.
just won an election. It was very close, and you did not do well in the Latino community. Now, if this is some kind of PR gesture to try to do better the next time, I just assume you looked elsewhere for your goodwill ambassador. But if you do a good job for the whole community, come back before the next election and we can talk.
Cruz, you're making it sound so calculating. I think Keith genuinely wants to help. You're not even giving him a chance.
I'm sure Keith realizes I don't mean anything personal. It's just that I've seen so many politicians make so many promises, best intentions in the world, I have no doubt. Somehow after the election, people get busy, priorities change, promises tend to be forgotten. The politician got what he wanted, the community got what it always gets, which is basically nothing.
I get the picture. Before the next election, we will talk. Great. Santana?
Goodbye, Keith, and I really think that your idea is very good.
Thank you.
I have never seen you act that way before. You were very rude to him. I can't believe that you could do that to anyone.
No, all right, please. No more questions. That's it.
Oh, Miss Carlisle, were you and David Laurent having an affair?
Please, I said no more questions. Miss Carlisle has had a very difficult morning, and she's likely to have an even more difficult afternoon.
Go on, Sheila, tell him. How long did we have our affair? You can't, can you, unless you lie again. She's lost her mind. There was never anything between us. I think she was paid to write that letter. That or she's out for some sort of revenge.
Get out of here, please.
Of course, come on.
Maybe it's because I never made a move on her. Or maybe she feels rejected because I love my wife. Is that it, Sheila?
Oh, you love me. You know you've always loved me, and now everybody does, and I'm glad.
No, that's enough. Now, please, no more questions and no more pictures. Bailiff.
Oh, boy.
Now, all of you out of here, please. Leave the room alone. Thank you.
I need to fix my face. Will you wait for me?
Sure, you take as long as you need.
She's lying, you know.
You know, your performance didn't discredit anyone but yourself. I'm surprised Julia didn't warn you about things like that.
I'm telling the truth. She's lying, and Julia will prove it.
That's assuming, of course, that she's willing to continue representing you. Is she?
What did you say to her?
Is Julia still your lawyer, David?
What did you say to her before I saw you? What did you say to get her so upset?
I merely cautioned her about the ethics of sleeping with a client. That's right, David. I know all about it. And I must say that it doesn't seem to be terribly well thought out by either of you. You know, the next time you're on trial for murder, I'd advise you to use a little more discretion.
Couldn't we take just one interview? Just you?
Well, of course you can. I'm always accessible to the press.
Julia, for heaven's sakes, what happened today that made you so upset?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
You don't have to be a clairvoyant to know that you're emotionally involved with this man. That's not true. You're involved with him. You trusted him. You feel betrayed again. Wrong.
I wanted to trust him. I wanted to believe in him. And then when I started to again.
I'm sorry for your sake. It's not good to get drawn in so quickly. I know you need someone. We all do. But you just have to know somebody a little bit better before you make that kind of commitment.
I thought I knew him, Augusta. And then when Sheila read that letter, I lost control. That hurt just as much as David disappointing me.
Well, it didn't show, whatever you felt. Really, it didn't. You love him? Come on, Truth.
I'm falling in love with my kind.
I know. I've known for quite a while. You went into this thing with a lot of passion, and now you're just open for a lot of hurt. Listen. I think this whole case has just been terrible for you. Look at you. You're about to go after your own brother-in-law.
Augusta, I didn't mean to go after Lionel. I was just going to use him.
Yes, I know, but I consider that some sort of fine distinction. Lionel's very worried about it.
Believe that Lionel had anything to do with Madeline's death.
Well, then why are you dragging him into this?
I told you, I just wanted to create a doubt in the jury's mind for David.
I know, but it's going to embarrass Lionel. I mean, people are going to start suspecting him. Julia, listen to me. You are not thinking straight. I think the best thing you can do is quit this case.
I haven't decided to do that yet.
Well, I think you better do something fast. Disqualify yourself. Ask the judge to find another defense attorney, okay? Let David lie to someone else.
I don't know for a fact that he's lying. I mean, maybe Sheila is. I don't think that I could abandon him now. I mean, it would be tantamount to me telling the jury that I think he's guilty. And I'm almost positive that they will convict him if I do that. I can't. I'm just going to have to do what's best. I'm going to have to do what's best for my client, for David, and I have to do what's best for me.
Now, Miss Carlyle, would you read this?
Want me to read it?
Aloud. To the court. Look at those tears. Showed her that letter at exactly the right moment.
Dearest David,
I don't believe
you'll have
this.
to burn this letter after you read it.
Getting hours of
I
viewing
had to
pleasure
write.
out of that, calling it Mason's finest hour.
No. Actually, I was going to call it Julia's bloopers and blunders. Have to admit, it was a masterful performance. If they gave out Emmys for jurisprudence, I'd win hands down.
I wouldn't preen your feathers too much, Mason. Pride still goes before a fall.
Speaking of which, you sure buckled under without much pressure being applied. One mention of your affair with David and you took a nosedive. Have you pulled out of it yet?
Not entirely. That's why I'm here, Mason. I came to tell you that I'm thinking of resigning from the case.
Well. At this point, huh? That's something you should be telling the judge, not your opposition.
I intend to, once I make up my mind.
Oh, you're still wavering, huh? Well, let me help you, Julia. I think you should resign. You know, you don't have a chance of winning now, and if you withdraw, the jury won't have any trouble making up their minds. They'll find David guilty, and we can all go out and have cocktails.
Boy, I wish I found you half as amusing as you think you are.
You know, I'm right, though. Sheila Carlyle destroyed your last hope. Now the jury will see David for what he is, a liar and an adulterer. They'll know that if he can lie about an affair, he'll certainly be able to lie about a murder. I think you should just pull out as fast as you can and leave him to the wolves.
You know, Mason, you should never push me in the direction that you want me to go. One nudge from you and I balk, and this isn't nudging, it's shoving.
Actually, Julia, I'd hate it if you left now. I consider you a worthy opponent. It's been fun. So why don't you hang in there and slug it out with me? I hate winning battles by default.
No, you like to humiliate people and embarrass them and make them look as foolish as possible. And it just doesn't end in the courtroom. You like to do that wherever you go. I want to tell you something. I still believe that David is innocent, whether or not he had an affair with Sheila Carlyle. It does not follow that he killed Madeline.
Sounds like you're still defending me.
I don't really know what I'm doing yet, Mason. I do realize that I'm too emotionally involved in this case, and I'm trying to cope with that revelation.
All right, fine. If you're that involved, then use it. Feed on it. See what happens. Lord knows what it'll do to your legal reputation.
I would like to know what you intend to do with what you know.
About you and David? I don't intend to do anything. That's a promise you can count on. So why don't you come back into the ring, Julia? Never forgive yourself if you threw in the towel now.
You obviously have some kind of problem with Keith.
No problem at all. I just don't like the guy.
Why not?
Why should I? You know, you only like him because he used to chase you in high school. And the fact that he wrote sweet nothings in your yearbook does not make him Joe Cool in my eyes. I know when somebody wants to use me.
He is only trying to be our friend.
No. He is trying to be our mayor. Or maybe our governor.
Well, what is wrong with being ambitious?
Not a thing. But he's not going to get where he's going on my back. I'm sorry. There is something palpably insincere about this civic stance he's taken. And about the guy himself, for that matter. You know, if you recall, he was just like this in high school. He was always running a con.
I really think you are jealous.
Of what?
That Keith, who wasn't very popular or important in school, has all of a sudden become a very successful district attorney. And he's got a more influential position now than you do.
Santana, if I was jealous of everybody who has more influence than me, I'd never get out of bed.
Then why? Because he actually pays some attention to me?
I am not jealous of Keith Timmons. And I am not possessive of you. I just don't like the guy. And I don't approve of what he's trying to do with the DA's office.
What he is trying to do is bridge the gap between city government and the community, the Hispanic community. Is that so awful? I've heard you talk about the importance of that. Just this attitude problem of yours is getting in the way of helping your own people, our people.
I will not be a party to selling our people out, which is exactly what this would amount to.
You don't like any ideas that aren't your own. I think you are jealous of him. You are acting so foolish. I'm very disappointed in you.
I don't know what's keeping Julia.
She'll be along any minute.
She definitely said she'd come.
She gave me her word.
You believe this subpoena? I'm gonna get her to take this back.
She was just a little desperate.
A lot desperate. I am a relative, for God's sake.
I wouldn't be so distraught by this afternoon. She'll probably withdraw from the case and ask the judge to find another defense attorney.
That'd be wonderful.
No, it won't. The new attorney's going to have all the files, including her information on you, and he won't be so restrained as she will. And I don't really know how to judge what the risk is until you tell me what's going on between, or what did go on between you and Madeline.
I told you.
I want the specifics.
Augusta, I can't tell you now.
Lionel, it has to be full disclosure. Or people are going to think you're hiding something. That's what the jury's going to think if you get up on the witness stand and refuse to answer questions.
That's exactly the reason that I can't get up there.
Julia, I'm telling you, this does not mean the end. You can still do a lot of damage to this woman once you begin to cross-examine her.
You're the one that put them on to her, aren't you, Courtney?
Yes, I am.
Why didn't you come to me first?
Why? So that you could cover it up? So that you could get Sheila quietly out of town? No, I did what I thought was right, Julia.
Check what's over there.
I don't understand you. Why don't you come out with this earlier? Do you have any idea how much damage you've done?
I couldn't help it. I was lying to protect David.
You perjured yourself. And I hope they throw the book at you.
Sweetheart, why don't you find the table and I'll join you in a sec.
Okay.
Hello, Michael.
I want to know what's going on, Sheila. I came to you, I asked about David, and you lied to me. Now, I want to know what kind of game you think you're playing.
What makes you think you have the right to ask me anything?
Let's just call it old times, Sheila. Incidentally, I saw your performance on television today, and I must be the only one that's not buying tickets. Why are you doing that to David?
You know, you keep asking questions and you don't give me a chance to answer them.
So answer. You have the floor.
I might ask you the same thing, you know, the chauffeur's outfit and the name and the Damon Runyon character you've picked. Now, what's behind all that?
I asked you first.
Is it that nasty little business with your brother? Is that what changed you?
You leave my brother out of this. That's my personal business.
Well, let's just say what goes on between David and me is my personal business.
Fine. That's the way you want it?
That's exactly the way I want it.
You got it. I think it stinks.
Even if I don't go on representing David and another attorney takes his case, I hope that you're smarter than Sheila is and you'll tell the whole story right from the beginning.
Why can't you believe that nothing I was doing with Madeline was even remotely germane to this case?
If that's true, why are you being so secretive? If you have nothing to hide, why don't you make a full statement?
Because I have everything to hide, but it has nothing to do with Madeline's murder.
All right, let's just keep it down in public, shall we?
I don't have time for this. I have a decision to make, and I don't have time for an argument.
Julia, come on.
Look, I'm going to be anxiously waiting to find out what you decide about defending David.
I'll let you know when I find out. I'll see you later. No more arguments.
The woman is so obstinate.
Well, I can't blame her. She has a client to protect. What I'd like to know is why you won't tell me what's going on between you and Grant. What are you up to?
Because you'll tell Julia, and then it'll be a public secret. If this gets out, I'm going to lose everything.
That doesn't say much for your trust in me, does it?
Augusta, my angel, you have many wonderful qualities, but keeping a secret isn't one of them. Now listen, when it can come out, you'll be the first to know. You satisfied?
Far from it. I have another question to ask you. Well, you were using Madeline as a go-between. Who are you using now that she's dead?
Nobody at the moment, but I have somebody in mind.
Okay, now just tell me what it is you're trying to accomplish.
I've told you to get everything back that Cece stole. All the Lockridge holdings, and especially the house.
I hope you can do it. Because I think losing the house was one of the hardest things of all.
Next is just about lost hope. I intend to restore that hope, as well as the family honor. One way or another, I intend to do just that.
Thank you. Pearl, I don't want to fight with you anymore. Look, any involvement that I had with the trial is over. It's finished. I've said my piece, and now whatever happens, happens. The hardest part of all was knowing that our friendship was in jeopardy. Now, whether you know this or not, you've become a very important part of my life.
You know, you're very important to me, too. Well, I may as well say this now and get it over with. A time may come, Courtney, when I'm going to have to leave for you and everything else here.
Leave? Why?
It's got to do with my past. It's been sort of catching up with me lately, and I'm going to have to turn around and deal with some issues.
Your past is a Bradford?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say on the subject, so case is closed.
So many hours and so much work went into these. I don't believe you can just throw them away. Or me. Can you?
Lionel, what are you doing? Where are we going?
Don't ask a lot of questions. You will understand well enough when we get there.
I won't understand now.
Trust me.
Oh, really? Keith?
Santa, hello.
I came to call on you this time. May I join you?
No, I'd rather you stood. No, sit down.
Thank you.
Nice blouse.
I went by your office and your secretary told me that you were here.
Well, I'll see to it she gets a raise.
I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch.
No, I haven't ordered.
I came to apologize for Cruz's behavior. I don't know what got into him this morning. Usually he jumps at the chance to helping our community.
I think I was somewhat lacking in my approach. I just wish he would believe that my pitch was sincere. I want to help. That's my only motive.
I know that, Keith. That's another reason why I came looking for you. I would really like to volunteer to do whatever I can.
Do you think your husband would approve of that?
Well, he certainly can't object to me doing anything that I believe in.
Then all volunteers are cheerfully accepted.
Good. I'm involved in several community projects, and I could introduce you to all kinds of people.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll get things set up.
It's terrific. You're terrific. No, stay. Stay for lunch.
Well, I really should be going.
No. Here. I'll get a waiter. No, they can do that.
We should pursue this, and you know it. It would be ridiculous to accept that letter at face value and let it drop.
Cruz, it's too late to pursue anything. I'm wrapping up my case. Now it's the defense's turn. From what I've gathered, they don't have a leg to stand on.
Mason.
Cruz, you don't really expect me to put Sheila Carlisle back on the stand and impeach my own witness, do you?
At the very least, you should depose her again and question her seriously about the letter. You are interested in the truth, are you not?
I'm interested in convicting criminals and putting them behind bars.
And if Loretta's innocent?
You seem to forget that you're the one who arrested him, Cruz, and testified against him in court. Where were these doubts then?
They were sleeping dogs.
Yeah, well, let them lie, Cruz. I mean, it'd be different if you had some proof that you don't have anything more substantial than a hunch. I mean, come on, now, be reasonable. Excuse me, manners before reason.
Later. Excuse me, have you seen the Julia Wainwright?
Miss Wainwright?
Yeah, the defense attorney.
No, I haven't seen her yet this afternoon.
Okay, thanks.
David, I need to think, and I can't think with you here.
Julia, I want you. If I can't have you, I'll defend myself. I mean it.
I don't think the court will let you do that.
They can't stop me if I insist. Look, I just can't believe you'd let a thing like jealousy affect you this way, or that you'd believe that letter of hers. I'm telling you, it's a lie.
It's not Sheila, and it's not the letter. Don't you understand? I have let myself get too emotionally involved with you. I have lost my objectivity. I cannot have a relationship with someone and defend them at the same time.
Then I'll defend myself. Julia, I'd rather lose this case than lose you. Just tell me that you believe me when I say I did not have an affair with Sheila and I did not kill my wife. And believe me when I say I love you. That's the most important thing. I love you. Julia. Julia, answer me. I see. Well, I guess I've really been the fool here, haven't I? Because I love you. You're everything to me.
All rise. Be seated.
The court will now come to order. Is the defense ready to present... Mr. Laurent, where's your attorney?
She hasn't returned, Your Honor.
Mr. Capwell, do you know anything about this?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes?
I'd like to make a request of the court. In view of the fact that my attorney has not returned, I find it necessary to represent myself.
I apologize for the delay, Your Honor.
I was beginning to wonder. Your client here was
I know,
just
I'm
about...
sure that he was very concerned, but I'm here and I'm ready to proceed.
Do you have anything to say to this court?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Although I would like to cross-examine the previous witness, Miss Sheila Carlisle.
Very well. The court will recall Miss Sheila Carlisle to the stand.
This is absolute madness. We're going to get arrested for breaking and entering.
I have a key.
What are you doing with the key?
Brick, it's an extra.
Always have an answer for everything. What are we doing here?
What do you mean, what are we doing here? We belong here.
Not anymore, we don't. Cece will find us, and then we'll really...
Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn what Cece thinks. Now, I haven't had a good night's sleep since he took this house from us, and we're going to spend the night here.
We who?
We who? Us.
We us? We'll end up in jail.
What's the difference? I'm going to end up in jail anyway if I don't testify, which I'm not.
About your meetings with Madeline and how you and Grant Capwell were planning to turn the tables on Cece?
Precisely. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Oh, I see. Lionel, what in the world were you and Grant Capwell planning?
Not where. I just had to rearrange it a little, that's all.
Well, it would have to be cataclysmic to wrest control of Capwell Enterprises from Cece.
I think that's a pretty fair statement. Cataclysmic. Yeah, it's going to shock both our families.
You would shock your family?
To the foundation.
You would do that?
I would do that. To get back what Cece took from us, I would do almost anything.
Miss Carlyle, I'd like to remind you that you're still under oath. You may proceed, Miss Wainwright.
Well, you've had a lot of time to think during this recess, Miss Carlyle.
Yes.
Tell me, have you met Mrs. Laurent?
Yes, on several occasions.
And what is your personal opinion of her?
I never knew her very well, but she always seemed to me to be a very cool, self-possessed woman.
Cool, self-possessed. You mean cold?
Yes.
Well, if you were having an affair with Mr. Laurent, as your letter claims, why do you suppose he didn't divorce this cold woman and marry you instead? Did you understand the question, Miss Carlyle?
Oh, yes, I understood the question, but I'm afraid that's something you'd have to ask David, not me. I can't speak for his reasons.
Well, I'm sure you would have discussed this. I mean, people in the throes of an affair discuss things like this. Do you love me? Would you have married me if you were free? Things like that. Are you saying that the subject never came up?
It may have.
Either he did or he didn't, Miss Carlyle. I'm asking you which it is.
Yes. Once or twice. David wanted to leave her.
But he never did he?
No, but
so maybe he told you that and maybe he didn't.
He did tell me that.
Wouldn't you say, Miss Carlyle, that the facts suggest that Mr. Laurent loved Madeline more than he loved you? I mean, he did stay with her. He didn't leave her.
He would have.
That's what you say, but the fact is that he didn't. You must have hated Madeline. You must have hated her for marrying him when you knew you never could. You hated her, didn't you?
I hated the hold that she had over him, yes. She was a terrible person. Everyone hated her. David was just another one of her victims.
In other words, you hated her.
Yes, I hated her. Everyone
Did you hate her enough to kill her?
Objection, Your Honor. Miss Carlyle is not on trial.
Objection sustained, Miss Wainwright. You know better than that.
I withdraw the question, Your Honor.
It isn't sufficient for you to withdraw the question. I'll have no more of that kind of thing. The jury is instructed to disregard both the question and the answer. I want no more of that, Miss Wainwright. Now, I'm willing to allow a certain latitude, but there are limitations.
I apologize to the court, and I have no further questions.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Carlyle, I have only two questions. One, do you think David Laurent's loyalty to his wife might have had something to do with the fact that she was worth in excess of $10 million?
Objection!
Sustained.
One more question. Did you or did you not have an ongoing affair with David Laurent?
Yes, I did. But what that woman wants me to say is insane. I was jealous of
Thank you, Miss Carlyle. No further questions, Your Honor.
The witness is dismissed. You may step down, Miss Carlyle.
Your Honor, the prosecution rests its case.
Very well. Considering the hour, we'll adjourn until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Do you think the defense will be prepared to present its first witness at that hour?
We will, Your Honor.
Very well. Court is dismissed.
Julia?
I'll see you tomorrow, David.
No, wait a minute. Listen, I want to thank you. What made you change your mind?
Because I realize that I have a job to do and a responsibility to do it to the best of my ability. Now, I suggest you get some rest because we have a lot of work ahead of us tomorrow.
That was very well done, Counselor.
Thank you. Are you changing sides?
Let's just say I have my suspicions about that letter she wrote.
Good. Because I'm going to call you tomorrow morning. I think we should investigate that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Has been one of the nicest afternoons I can remember. It's like old times.
Except no furniture.
Oh, I am so glad you brought this blanket. We're going to need it later. I just hope they don't see the smoke from the chimney.
Oh, I don't think they will. It's a cloudy night. What the heck?
We've had some wonderful times here.
We will again.
I don't know what you're up to, but I want to help. I want to get back everything Cece took from us, and especially the house.
Well, I don't want you to think that way. You see, this is kind of a personal point of privilege. I want to do battle against the barbarians myself.
I understand. I won't pressure you about it. Of course, I'm not really a Lockridge anymore, so...
Oh, wait. You are a Lockridge, eh? You always will be. Whether we're married or not, you will always carry that dubious distinction.
I don't know if it's a dubious distinction. I think it's sort of an honor. And I hope that you pay Cece back for everything he's done to us.
This isn't revenge, Augusta. I just want to get back what's mine.
You really think you can get it back?
Oh, yeah. I know I can. The price may be high, but I'm going to do it. Why don't you scoot over here a little closer?
You know something?
What?
You're beginning to look a little more mature, sort of like a grown-up.
It's the lighting.
No, it's not. It's you. You sort of look, I don't know, a little more grown up. Just don't grow up too much, because I always thought that deep inside of you there was a playground with a swing on it. And I don't want you to lose that. That's what I love about you.
I'll try to keep the swings in operation.
And the merry-go-round.
It's quite a playground.
It certainly is.
You're comfortable.
Do you know what else? Nights like this make me think that I sort of miss being married to you.
Would you like something to drink, madam? Hot or cold, wet or dry?
Nothing, thanks. Pearl, will you stop being the butler for just a little while?
Well, I thought I was being your friend.
Well, be a friend who just sits and listens, okay?
You got it.
Pearl, look, I've been unhappy about the way things have been going. I hate it. I know that you think that I've been enjoying hurting David, but I haven't.
I know that.
What else could I do after I saw that letter at Sheila's but to tell Meyson? Pearl, I'm not out to get David. It's just that if he killed my sister, I want to see him punished.
I understand that, but I think you might be jumping the gun a little quickly here, moving too fast.
But why are you so eager to defend David? Is it because he's Julia's client?
No, not at all. I know what it's like to be accused of something that you never did. And I can tell you from personal experience, it is very, very valuable to believe in a man's innocence until he's proven guilty. Otherwise, how does he have a chance to defend himself? I think I better get going, head home, okay? I don't want to cause Mr. C any double overtime.
Okay. I'll walk you to the door.
You? Me? Who's the butler around here?
You are? You are, but you're off duty.
I went to see Keith to apologize for the way you acted towards him this morning.
I saw you with him at the courthouse.
I had lunch with him, too.
Fine. Just so long as you realize he's using you.
I think you are jealous.
That's ridiculous.
Well, of course, you have no right to be. I put up with Eden in that whole situation for months. You're just going to learn, you're just going to have to learn to tolerate my friendships for a change.
Oh, is that what we're doing here? We're playing get even.
No, we're not playing get even. Keith is a friend of mine, and I'm going to go on seeing him if I want to.
No matter what I say.
That's right, no matter what you say.
Who is it?
David. I meant what I said before. If having you as my lawyer means I have to stay away, I don't want you to defend me. I'll get someone else.
You're gonna have to wait. It won't take long.
I don't think I can wait.
I think you should go.
No. That isn't what you want.